Hello everyone! It has all instilled in our minds what Nick Vujicic said, that another day, another opportunity. So today is another given opportunity for all of us to learn. So listen carefully and let us all learn together.
Good day everyone, I am Marianne Rose Ferrera together with my partner.
Good day everyone, I am Marian Ferolino. We'll hand you another learnings as we present the chapter 3.
Chapter 3, the social science theories and their implication to education. It will be a great help for us as a future educator. Settle, listen, and let's get started. Intended learning outcome. At the end of this chapter, the student must be able to explain 3 social science theories and their implication to education. Introduction. Sociologists today employ 3 primary theoretical perspectives, such as the functionalist perspective, the conflict perspective, and the symbolic interactionist perspective. This perspective offers sociologists theoretical paradigms for explaining how society influences people and how people influence society. Each perspective uniquely conceptualizes society, social forces, and human behavior.
So now, choose any object in the room, and since we are online classes, I think you can choose any object inside your homes to symbolize your care for someone. Keep the meaning to yourself and give that symbol to someone in the class or to someone inside your homes. Ask that someone for the meaning he or she gave to your symbol. Is it the same meaning that you originally gave? Before we start our lesson for today, let's first listen to the song Them Bones. For those who know, of course you can sing along, and for those who does not, you can see the lyrics at the PDF that was given to all of us. Since the song is catchy, you can do some stretchings while the song is playing. This can be a good energizer and can be a fresh start as we go to our topic.
Them bones, dry bones, them bones, dry bones, dry bones. Now shake them skeleton bones. The toe bone's connected to the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone's connected to the leg bone. Now shake them skeleton bones. The leg bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone's connected to the hip bone. Now shake them skeleton bones. Them bones, dry bones, them bones, dry bones, them bones, dry bones. Now shake them skeleton bones. The hip bone's connected to the backbone's connected to the neck bone's connected to the head bone. Now shake them skeleton bones. The finger bone's connected to the hand bone's connected to the arm bone's connected to the shoulder bone. Now shake them skeleton bones. Them bones gonna walk around. Them bones gonna walk around. Them bones gonna walk around. Now shake them skeleton bones.
Now, let's analyze the song. The first question is, according to the song, what are connected? The second one, What do you expect if these bones are connected? Does malfunctioning of one bone affect the other bone? And lastly, in activity number 2, was the meaning that you gave to your symbol the same with the meaning that the receiver gave? If not, how did this affect you? Do you feel you were misunderstood? Let's conceptualize. The Them Bones song introduces us to one of the 3 social theories we shall learn in this chapter, the functionalist theory. The first social science theory is the structural functional theory. According to Herbert Spencer, the proponent of structural functional theory, a society is a system of interconnected parts, each with a unique function. The parts have to work together for stability and balance. So it sees the society as a structure or a system with different but interrelated parts, and all of these parts must perform their function well to meet the needs of the individuals. The said society's different but interrelated parts also must work together to attain stability and balance. Herbert Spencer also compared the society to the human body, so each organs or each part or each systems of the body has its own unique function. These parts, these organs or this system must work together to make the body perform well or to make the body function well. Same as the society, same as the components of the society, such as the family, the school, the state. These must coordinate, these must collaborate for the body or for the society to function well. If one part of the human body does not do its part or fails to do its function, the whole body will be affected. In the same way as the society, so if one component of the society does not do its part, society will not function well. The overall health of an organism depends upon the health of each structure. So the overall well-being of the society depends upon the health of each component. For example, when it comes to the child development, so if parents will not do its part, if teachers will not do its part, this can be a problem within the society. The child will be affected. And it is not just the child who will be affected, the school will be affected, and ultimately and generally, the society. All will be affected in the smallest malfunctioning of a single part or a single component of the society. Just like one of the famous sayings of the people, na ang sakit ng kalingkingan ay ramdam ng buong katawan. That's how the structural functional theory goes, and that's exactly the message of the song Them Bones. The bones are connected with each other and each has a unique function. For instance, there is peace, stability, equilibrium, and harmony in society if families do their part in bringing forth children, nurturing and socializing them. If education or schools effectively transmit knowledge, skills, and values. If politics governs citizens well. If economics takes care of food production, distribution of goods and services. And if religion strengthens the moral fiber of the members of society. The functionalist theory of education focuses how education serves the need of society through the development of skills encouraging social cohesion. As part of schools or education's role, which is to prepare students for participations in institutions of the society, they must first develop the skills of the learners as they transmit core values for social control. And as one of the concerns of education, they must also emphasize the socialization from people to people by bringing them together even with different backgrounds, given that the functionalists see education as a beneficial contribution to an ordered society. Functionalism does not encourage people to take an active role in changing their social environment, even when such change may benefit them. Instead, functionalism sees active social change as undesirable because the various parts of society will compensate naturally for any problems that may arise. In short, each parts, each components, and each structures must only do its part, must only do its job to make the society function well and of course to attain stability and balance. Now, let's move to the purposes of schooling according to the functionalists. There are four enlisted purposes. The first one is intellectual purposes that includes acquisition of cognitive skills and inquiry skills. For example, the schools are helping learners to develop mathematical skills, problem-solving skills, and higher-order thinking skills. This also help the learners to conclude questions and conduct investigations as they do experimentations. The next one is the political purposes that educate future citizens, promote patriotism, promote assimilation of immigrants, ensure order, public civility, and conformity to laws. For example, is to teach or to introduce basic laws within the society to the learners, teaches the learners how to showcase their love and support to the country. The third one is the economic purposes that prepare students for later work roles, select and train the labor force needed by society. For example, as learners are still inside the school, they are guided through the career guidance program and the so-called on-the-job training or work immersion. So through all of this, learners are guided, learners are trained that gives preparedness as they go out and choose their own works and jobs needed by the society. And lastly, the social purposes that promote a sense of social and moral responsibility serve as a site for the solution or resolution of social problems, supplement the efforts of other institutions of socialization such as the family and the church. For example, learners are taught to know their responsibilities and to become accountable, especially the socialization that no matter the race is, no matter the ethnicity is, no matter the beliefs are, no matter the structure in life, and no matter the family background, people must bring each other together.
At this moment, let's proceed to the second theoretical perspective. Conflict theory. Conflict theory is originated in a work of Karl Marx. Karl Marx is a 19th century political philosopher who led the development of communism as a school of thought in economics. Let's proceed to the first bullet. In conflict theory, there are always two opposing sides in a complex situation. In every situation, the conflict always occurs. People take side between maintaining the status quo and introducing change, then arrive at an agreement. Like for example, ang sistema ng pag-aaral noon. Matatandaan o mapapansin natin na ang mga lalaki lang ang may karapatang makapag-aral at ang mga babae mananatili sa bahay at sasanayin ang sarili upang maging mabuting may bahay. Sa sitwasyong ito, makikita na mayroon ng diskriminasyon na nagiging dahilan upang magkaroon ng iba't ibang pananaw ang mga tao na siyang naghahati sa kanila sa dalawang panig na pinagmumulan ng conflict. Bullet number 2. Conflict theory welcomes conflict for this a way to establishment for a new society. Related sa example na binigay ko kanina, ang pagkakaroon ng conflict sa isang sitwasyon ay pagkakataon upang makapag-usap at makagawa ng solusyon sa conflict na ito na nagiging dahilan upang makapagtayo o makapag-establish ng bagong society. Conflict theorists find potential conflict between any groups where inequality exists, racial, gender, religious, political, economy, and so on. Saan nga bang mga aspeto nagkakaroon ng conflict? Sinasabi ng conflict theory na nagkakaroon ng conflict kung nakakaranas tayo ng hindi pagkapantay-pantay. In terms tulad ng hindi pagkapantay-pantay sa lahi, kasarian kung saan lagi tayong hinuhusgahan, relihiyon na ating pinabibilangan, politikal na ating pinaniniwalaan at ekonomiya. They note that an equal group usually have conflicting values and agendas, causing them to compete one another. This constant competition between groups form the basis for the ever-changing nature of society. So, sinasabi na ang isang grupo na may iba't ibang pagpapahalaga at mga gawain ay nagiging dahilan upang kalabanin nila ang isa't isa. Ito ang pamantayan ng lipunan kung bakit ito ay hindi nagbabago. Alam naman at aware tayo na ang isang grupo o lipunan na walang pagkakaisa o pagtutulungan ay talagang walang mangyayaring pag-unlad. Ito lang ay magiging daan upang magkagulo at mag-away-away ang mga tao. Kaya't ating tatandaan na laging nakabase sa mga galaw o ginagawang desisyon ng mga tao ang pagbabago at pag-unlad ng lipunan. Napakahalaga sa atin na open ang isa't isa sa kanilang mga opinyon upang maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng hindi pinagkakasunduan o conflict na ating tinatawag. Pagkus, ito ang magiging daan upang mas maayos ang ating grupong kinabibilangan. Magbigay tayo ng halimbawa. Sa aspeto ng ating kasarian, hindi na lang grupo ng mga lalaki at babae ang bumubuo sa ating lipunan. Meron na tayong tinatawag na LGBTQ+. Bilang nasanay at naniwala na dapat lalaki lang at babae ang dapat bumubuo sa lipunan, may sumang-ayon ngunit marami ang hindi at patuloy na inusgahan ang pagkataon ng mga ito. Dahil sa iba't ibang pananaw, nahati sa dalawang panig ang mga tao. Naging dahilan upang makaranas ng diskriminasyon sa ating lipunan. Ngunit ika nga nila as time goes by, unti-unting natanggap ng lipunan ang pamilyang LGBTQ. Sa panghalimbawa, sa aspeto ng pagtatrabaho, gusto ng mga empleyado ng pagbabago, maayos na kondisyon sa pagtatrabaho at pagtaas ng sahod. Ngunit sadyang tutol ang may-ari dito. Upang masolusyonan ang hindi pagkakaunawaan, pinag-usapan ang isyong ito at nagresulta ito na maganda. Ang kanilang kumpanya ay naging maayos at naging maganda na rin ang samahan ng mga empleyado at may-ari nito. So let's proceed on how proponents of conflict theory regard education. According to conflict theory, education is not truly a social benefit or opportunity as seen by functionalists. Education is seen as a powerful means of maintaining power structure and creating a docile workforce for capitalism. As said earlier in functionalist theory, the purpose of education in functionalist theory was acquisition of cognitive skill, educate future citizens, and prepare students for later work. That I notice it is more on socializing and developing of society. Mapapansin dito na sa functionalist theory ang purpose or goal ng edukasyon ay ang bawat isa ay magkaroon ng oportunidad at panlipunang benepisyo upang ma-shape o ma-develop ang ating society. In contrast, in conflict theory, the education is used to maintain the power of one person and creating docile workforce who just following. Na ang purpose ng education sa teoring ito ay mapanatili o mas bigyang pansin ang kapangyarihan ng isang tao kesa magkaroon ng pantay-pantay na pagtingin sa antas ng mga tao upang magkaroon ng maayos at maunlad na society. Purpose of education. First, maintain social inequality o mapanatili ang hindi pagkapantay-pantay ng mga tao. Second, preserve the power of those who dominate society. Naingatan ang kapangyarihan na nangingibabaw sa lipunan. Third, teach those in working class to accept their position as a lower class. They call it hidden curriculum that socialize young Filipino into obedience and conformity for them to be develop a docile. Na ituro sa mga nagtatrabaho na tanggapin na ang kanilang posisyon sa lipunan ay nasa mababang antas, na tinatawag na hidden curriculum, na siya namang nangangahulugan ng pakikisalamuha ng mga kabataan sa pagsunod at pagkakasundo para sila ay maging masunuring individual. For example, in a classroom, there's always competition. There's no equality. Ang laging nasa taas lang ay kung sinong matalino at hindi pumapayag na masapawan o makuha ang kanilang posisyon. Ay pinamumukha din na ang hindi nila ka-level ay mananatili lang sa ibaba at mananatiling tagasunod ng mga ito. Dito, makikita na wala yung sinasabi nilang pagkakaisa, kundi makikita dito na mas pinapahalagahan nila ang pagkakaroon ng kapangyarihan ng mga taong nasa mataas na posisyon, na siyang hindi sinang-ayunan ng functionalists sapagkat Kung ang pagtuturo ng edukasyon ay upang maging masunurin sa batas, marespeto sa ibang tao, lalo na sa mga taong nasa posisyon at pagiging matapat at laging tama, dahil ito ay prinsipal ng isang demokratikong lipunan, ngunit hindi, sa dahilan na ginagamit sa teoring ito na ang edukasyon ay mapanatiling sunod-sunuran ang mga manggagawa at walang karapatang magtanong samantalang ang mga makapangyarihan ay nananatiling nasa taas o nasa posisyon. Mapapansin na napaka-unfair at diskriminasyon ng abot ng ibang tao sa teoryang ito. Let's proceed to the third and last theoretical perspective, which is the symbolic interactionist theory perspective, founded by George Herbert Mead in 1937 to describe and approach sociology based in the social behaviorist philosophy of mind and action. 3 tenets of symbolic interactionist theory. First, an individual's action depends on meaning. We act based on the meaning we give to symbols. Symbols can be action, objects, or words. For example, binigyang pangangahulugan ng mag-aaral ang kanyang pagkaunawa na naniniwala sa kanyang kakayahan ang kanyang guro. Sa sitwasyong ito, nagbigay ng simbol ang guro na naniniwala siya sa kakayahan ng kanyang mag-aaral. Kaya't, ang aksyon na ginawa ng mag-aaral ay gawin ang kanyang makakaya upang mapatunayan ito. Second, different people may give different meanings to the same thing. For example, ang isang guro ay istrikto. Nakikita ng ibang estudyante o mag-aaral na ito ay isang sign o ekspresyon ng pangangalaga. Ngunit, ang iba nakikita ito bilang isang ugali na naglilimite sa kanila sa kanilang mga galaw at kagustuhan, kaya't nagre-rebelde sila. Kaya't, laging tatandaan na sa isang particular na bagay, mayroong iba't ibang pananaw, pangangahulugan o opinyon ang bawat isa. Third, meaning change as individual interact with one another. Narito ang ilang mga halimbawa. Tulad ng negatibong pangangahulugan sa isang ospital, na kung saan nagbabago ng mag-interact o makita kung ano nga ba ang totoo at tunay na ospital. Isa pa, bilang isang mag-aaral kung saan tayo ay natututo, ang unang akala natin sa pagkatuto ay napaka-boring. Ngunit nagbago ito nang tayo makipag-interact sa ating mga mag-aaral at sa ating mga guro at napag-alaman na ang pagkatuto ay nakakapanabik at masaya.
Let us now move to the implications to teaching. It let us continue to teach for meaning. It let us promote and create opportunities for genuine interaction among our students, teachers, between students and teachers. Interaction does not only mean dealing with warm bodies. Interaction includes reading, listening, viewing. Other people's views and meanings are conveyed in what they have written, in speeches and lectures they have delivered. It let us use positive symbols in the form of gestures, words, actions, and appearances to express our trust, belief in our students' abilities, and affirmation of their being. In fact, our belief in our students also has positive effect in us. We find ourselves more prepared in class, more caring, truly professional. Symbolic interactionism directs sociologists to consider the symbols and details of everyday life, what these symbols mean, and how people interact with each other. Symbolic interactionist theory states that people interact with one another through symbols. According to the symbolic interactionist perspective, people attach meanings to symbols, and then they act according to their subjective interpretation of these symbols. There are 3 terms that are significant and associated to the implications to teaching, such as the language, verbal conversation, and conversation. Language is a predominant symbol among people. Verbal conversations, in which spoken words serve as the predominant symbols, make this subjective interpretation especially evident. Conversation is an interaction of symbols between individuals who constantly interpret the world around them. To ensure mutual understanding, the sender of the symbol and the receiver of the symbol must give the same meaning to the symbol or run the risk of misunderstanding. Faulty communication can result from differences in the perception of the same events and symbols. This happens in real life. It is important that our symbols are understood by others in the way they were intended to be. Sometimes, it happens in the language, which is a symbol we speak. Often we are misunderstood or we misunderstand others, so let's keep on communicating.
Weakness of symbolic interaction theory neglects the macro level of spatial interpretation of the world. It is said that symbolic interactionists may miss the larger issues of the society by focusing too closely on the trees or by restricting themselves to small or individual interactions. Nai-ignore daw ng social interactionist ang mas malawak na pakikipag-ugnayan ng lipunan sa kadahilanan na mas binibigyan nila ng pansin o focus yung maliit na isyu ng lipunan. Ito ay nakapokus lang sa maliit na level ng pakikipagsalamuha o pakikipag-ugnayan imbis na mas pagtuunan ng pansin ang malawak na level nito. Origin of symbolic interactionism. Mga individual na nag-originate o pinagmula ng symbolic interactionism. First, Max Weber's assertion that individuals act according to their interpretation of the meaning of the world. Second, George H. Mead, 1863 to 1931, an American philosopher that introduced this perspective to the American sociology in 1920.
Let's move to the application number 1. So we need to cite how schools at present are working on the realization of these 4 purposes as cited by the functionalist. The next one is, do you agree that adherents to the conflict theory claim that schools teach loyalty so that those in power remain in power and those below will forever be at the bottom? Why or why not? Lastly, individuals act based on meaning. This meaning is based on individuals' experiences. Meanings change. Give 2 implications of these symbolic interactionist thoughts to education.
So, here's our takeaways. Functionalism is a theory of society that focuses on a structure that created a society and on how the society is able to remain stable. Functionalists are the stability and a state of equilibrium in a society. To maintain this state of stability, various institutions are expected to do their part. For the functionalist, change is necessary only things get unstable. Conflict theory welcomes conflict for conflict, paves the way to change to the establishment of new society. Symbolic interactionist theory is focused on individuals who act based on the meaning, which is based on the individual's experiences. Before we end, we will leave some motivational quotes that will help you to shape yourself in society. A lot of problems in the world would disappear if we talk to each other instead about each other.
And according to Eudora Welty, the events in our lives happen in a sequence in time, but in their significance to ourselves, they find their own order, a continuous thread of revelation. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from us. Have a nice day ahead.